Oh, they've been great. I mean, just look at the lovely weather today. I've come here with my family. People have been so friendly. I mean, you mentioned the water. We did arrive on the first day of the water shortage, so we didn't have water for a couple of days, but actually made you appreciate the value of water, and it seems dealt with pretty quickly in my point of view. So, no, it's been a great start.
You do arrive in Gibraltar amidst its most significant political crisis, at least in a generation, talking about Brexit, of course. I mean, do you see this as just bad timing for yourself in particular, or as an opportunity to perhaps affect some positive change?
I would see it as a crisis. I mean, things happen in the world, and Brexit was an event that has had an impact on Gibraltar, but I think there is an opportunity there. There's an opportunity to have a new relationship with Spain, and those negotiations are ongoing, and I hope quite soon during my time we will see an outcome of those negotiations.
You have some extensive experience elsewhere. Administrator of the Overseas Territory of Ascension Island between 2014 and 2017. You've been UK Deputy Ambassador to various areas in various countries and cities. What do you think that brings? What do you think that allows you to bring to Gibraltar?
Yeah, so I'm a Foreign Office diplomat, but I've had quite varied experience. So I've had several EU postings. As you said, I was most recently Deputy Head of Mission to Denmark in Copenhagen, but I've also served in Brussels and Berlin. But I've also got experience of overseas territories, and I love the overseas territories. It's a different kind of Britishness, but you're able to be much closer to the people than you are in a desk job in London, for example. And there I was Administrator of Ascension Island, which is one of the smallest overseas territories in the South Atlantic.
We feel there is some expectation in Gibraltar that the governor and their deputy will be out in the street meeting people. Have you had an opportunity to go out and meet some of the public yet?
Absolutely. In my first week I had a number of introductory meetings, but some things that have made our introduction here much easier is people have come up to me on the street. I think after we put the press release out last week, and there was a jogger that ran past me later that afternoon and said, welcome to Gib, and I've just had a conversation on the way here with someone in my apartment block in the lift. And this doesn't happen in many sort of capitals of the world. So I think it's one of the unique things about Gib. It's that friendliness and that sense of small community that's perhaps been lost in other places.
And in terms of future plans, long term, perhaps a bit longer, is there anything in particular you have in mind?
Well, we'd like to really sort of understand how things work here, what opportunities there are. My wife and I and the kids want to get involved in things. My son wants to play football. We'll perhaps try sailing. There's opportunities to go walking, do things out on the water. I'm not sure if there's a cricket team here. I'd quite like to join that if there is. So I think we're still getting a feel for what we can do here. But hopefully some of the people who come up to me on the street will give me some more suggestions.